be on this too long this evening. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. You guys can catch the replay. Instagram, it's 24 hours. In Facebook, this will be on there. So hopefully, those on Instagram, you'll catch it. You got 24 hours to catch it. So anyway, hi everybody. I am Wendy Wisdom. I am here to, um, you know, provoke thought and give you relational skills to help you have a better relationship with yourself and others. Okay, and so tonight I want to talk about Mama's Boys. And I know that I put on my post earlier, Mama's Boys and over mothering, how it affects your son. And so let me put this disclaimer out there. Mothers, you are awesome. You are life changing. You're miracle workers. I salute you. You're awesome. Let me be more specific. The engaged, positive, nurturing, and loving mothers, okay? Because everybody who has a child is not that motherly, okay? So, to those of you who are definitely investing in your children from a loving manner, I salute you. Okay, so basically, a mama's boy is an immature man child. That's really what it is. Okay, an immature man child, and I know a lot of women are like, yeah, she's gonna talk about mama's boys. I can't stand a mama's boy, right? And so, um, let's talk about some of the signs of a mama's boy. How you gonna know that you are entertaining, living with, about to live with, about to marry, already married, thinking about dating and courting. Let's think about some of these signs. So, first sign, and these are all just me thinking about them, okay, and things that I've heard women say over time. And I have been around women forever. Every job that I've had, in every hair salon, I always hear about these hellish mother-in-laws, okay? So, I got a little bit of wisdom here, okay? And so some of the signs, when a guy always says, my mama said, or my mother said this, my mother said that, that's a sign of him telling you that he overvalues his mother's opinion, right? Because if your mama's saying all this stuff, it's like, no, sir, what are you saying? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? What are your views? Not your mama. I'm not trying to get to know your mother. I'm not in a relationship with your mother. What are your thoughts, sir? Okay? And so the second sign is a man who is always texting, FaceTiming, or calling his mother numerous times a day, each day. She may be actually calling him. Maybe he doesn't know how to set the boundary and say, hey, mom, I'm spending time with my woman, or let me give you a call back. And he may not know how to set the boundary with his mom. So, or they may have just had that dynamic where they're constantly talking to each other, FaceTiming all the time. I worked with a guy who he'd be in the corner just FaceTiming with his mom. I'm like, how many times a day do you do that? And he's like, well, my mom, she just wants to talk to me. And I'm just like, do you do that even when you're with women? And he said, yes. I said, red flag. 'Cause that's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't trying to see you FaceTime your mama 5 times a day, okay? But the way a guy treats his mom reflects the way that he will treat you as his wife. Yes. Yes, it says Miss Sharp. Yes, I always say, please look at how a man treats his mama and his sisters, his grandmama, his aunties, but definitely his mama and his sisters. Because he may have more respect for his grandma sometimes, or have a softer heart for his grandma than his mother. But definitely his mama and his sisters, those relationship dynamics are very telling. Very telling. If he's avoidant and doesn't like to deal with things, that's a sign. If he's disrespectful, very short, or condescending with his mom or his sisters, those are signs. If he's very hostile when he deals with his mother or his sisters, very telling, okay? And I'm a firm believer. I believe this for children that I work with, and definitely for adults. If you can disrespect your mom or physically hit your mother, I get far away from you. If you can physically hit your mother or get aggressive with her as if she's somebody on the street, that to me is a huge red sign. I don't care if you're a child or an adult, and especially adults. That is a huge red flag. So please pay attention to how he talks to his mother, the energy and spirit that he has with his mother and sisters. Okay? All right. And so yeah, that's very, that's very telling, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. He disrespected his mama and his sisters. Know that you next. Period. Know that you next. And so let's see. So the other sign is, the third sign I have, he compares your decisions and your choices to his mom. So from the way you cook, the way you dress, the way you handle your business affairs, if he's comparing that to, well, my mother would do it this way, or, maybe my mother probably wouldn't do it that way, or let's call my mom and see how she would cook this and cook that. That's okay every now and again if it's a recipe, but for how I do things as a woman, how I dress, the way I handle things, I don't want to hear about your mama. I got my own mama, okay? So, unless I have a relationship with your mother and she's giving me some constructive criticism, or maybe I ask her for the constructive criticism. That's different. That's different. But when somebody's pushing it and always trying to compare you to their mother, that's unhealthy. That's unhealthy. So those are the 3 signs that you're dealing with a immature man-child, okay? And an immature man-child is just a grown adult male lacking judgment, okay? So the 3 signs again, my mama said, always thinking of his mother's opinion and judgments and his decision-making. And that is scary for me. I don't want to deal with no man who, you can't make a decision on your own. You don't trust your own judgment enough. You have to check in with your mom. Like, yeah, a lot of mothers are out here with wisdom, but I also want to hear how you think and process as a man. That's just me, okay? So, so the 3 signs of knowing you're dealing with a mama's boy. Again, my mama said, always gotta have her opinion, feedback, and everything he does. Also, the second sign, you're dealing with a mama's boy. He talks to text, FaceTime. They're doing it numerous times a day, whether he's with you or not. It's just a lot. It's overbearing, okay? And we'll want you to say hi to her 10 times a day too. Bruh, I ain't got time. That's too much. And so that's the second sign. The third sign is he compares your judgments, your decisions, how you carry yourself as a woman to his mama. Red flag, okay? And so those are just some signs. There's much more, but we'll be here all night with that, okay? And so the over-mothering piece comes in. So we already know, unfortunately, there's a lot of guys who grew up without the benefit of having a healthy, positive male role model or father figure in the home. And so a lot of times you get these mothers who feel guilty. They feel guilty. The father's not in their son's lives. And so what they do is compensate. And I always tell people, the worst thing you can do is parent out of guilt. Because if I know you feel bad about something, I'm going to use that to my advantage. I will use that to my advantage. And so what happens when these mothers are over-mothering, they're babying their sons, they're not challenging them. These sons are growing up without any chores, any responsibilities. Mothers will focus on their daughters. Their daughters will take out the trash, rake the yard, the leaves in the yard. Just last weekend, I was at the laundromat. And this mother had 2 sons and her daughters with her daughter and 2 sons at the laundromat, had her daughter dragging the heavy bags of clothes to the car while her 2 sons were listening to music, sitting there while her daughter was dragging the bags. And it took a man to say, put that daggone phone down and help your sister. And the mother stood there looking stupid. And she said, well, they don't really like to help with that type of stuff. They're boys. How they don't like to help with the heavy stuff? And guys, I'm sorry, but when females grow up in that type of environment where they are pushed, and pushed to show up, to execute, to help mama do everything, and to carry a little bit of muscle, know that you're going to deal with a strong-headed woman. You're going to deal with an alpha female. She's going to have some great leadership skills, and she can't deal with no soft man, okay? If you're not careful, she'll run you in the relationship because she's had to be an alpha female all her daggone life, okay? Because when I saw that little girl struggling to carry the bags and her two brothers standing there and her mother did not say anything to those two boys, I was just like, that is a pitiful shame. So I'm only going over over mothering to show how mothers create these mama's boys who us adult women end up with, okay? If you're not careful, you end up with them. So again, there's no structure, there's no challenge for the boy to be a boy. He's allowed to go outside, play. He don't have to clean up behind himself. He don't have to do much of anything, while his sister is being held at a higher standard, okay? And then, you know, mama, you'll start to wonder why you can't get your son to do much of anything, because he's been relaxing. Mama and sister been doing everything. Mama, sister, grandma, all the women around me have been catering, taking care of everything. Why should I do anything? Now that I'm an adult and I'm dating, you know, I done got somebody pregnant and she want me to actually play house and be a man. Oh my God. Nobody taught me how to do that. I didn't see it done. My daddy wasn't there. My mama didn't have no man, or I had to be her man in the house instead of being a child. So I really don't know what to do, right? So over mothering. So while you judging these grown mama's boys, make sure you're breaking the cycle with your own sons. That's what this is all about. Break the cycle, ladies. As much as you can't stand a mama's boy, please make sure you're not raising a mama's boy by over mothering, okay? The son will take a long time to develop into manhood. Absolutely. It's no grown woman's job to train a man to be a man. You can't teach a man how to be a man, no way. You're a woman. You are a woman, okay? There's things that a man should be able to teach a boy that you would not understand, just like there's things no father can teach his daughter because he's not a woman. So keep that in mind. You know, you do the best you can, mothers. Like I said, you guys are miracle workers. You're awesome. But also know when you got to challenge your sons and not step on your daughter's necks while your sons sit back and relax and don't have any consequences or responsibilities, because that's going to follow them into young manhood and grown manhood. And there's a lot of mothers who got sons 40s and 50s, in their 40s, in their 50s, sleeping on their sofa. Why? Because you haven't challenged him at all, mama. You've allowed him to kick back and think that the woman is supposed to do everything. So his wife or girlfriend probably done put him out, or he probably never even left your home. He got it so good, why would he leave home? He got it so good, why would he leave home? Okay? And so those are just some of the things of how over-mothering looks in childhood, in adulthood. Like I said, you get with the man, he once he creates a family, he doesn't know what the heck to do with that, okay? He's used to the woman doing everything. He may maintain a job, but he'll want you to do everything else besides wipe his behind and push him out the door to work, okay? And so you have to be aware of those type of things. And so in the grown-up adult relationships, these mothers, these over-mothering, negatively enmeshed relationships that these guys have with their mothers. I worked with a lady who was a director of a bank, okay? And she was expressing, like, very boldly, like, she'll go to her son's house. She has a key to him and his wife's house. That she would go there on a Sunday. She does not announce when she's going. She'll go and critique her daughter-in-law's cooking and how she maintains the household. And I was just looking at her like, well, of course, you know, she was like branch director or something like that. This was many years ago when I worked at Chevy Chase Bank. But I was just thinking to myself, girl, are you crazy? Your son would be divorced so quickly. Your son would be by himself. Or maybe he need to be with you. Maybe y'all got something going on. Because that sounds like to me, if you got a key to your son's house, you don't announce when you're going, how do you know his wife not walking around and little to nothing on? That's disrespectful. She don't want to have to run in her own house. Oh my God, his mom is here. Let me go cover up. Absolutely not. Now, maybe if she was a housewife, she wasn't working or something, and you felt like you just wanted to do that, then maybe I could understand a little bit. But even still then, that's his wife. But sometimes when guys don't know how to set boundaries with their mothers, which is hard for them to do, okay, they allow their mom to cross boundaries and disrespect the women in their lives, and then they don't have the balls to resolve whatever that issue is. And so it leaves their woman in a situation where they're pleading with the man, your mom disrespected me, or I don't like the comment that was made, or I don't like when your mom treats me like this. And the guy's like, one, I don't want to hear it, or my mother didn't mean it that way. You're overreacting. Just drop it. Because I know my older brother, you're not telling him nothing about my mother. You can hang that up, take your tears, go cry it to somebody else. My older brother would destroy your feelings so good. Okay? Don't you dare tell him nothing about his mama. She ain't never did nothing wrong a day in her life. Take them tears somewhere else. It's terrible. It's really, really bad, but that's just what it is. So to wrap this up, I said, what's the solution to this? How do we resolve some of this, right? And so I said that if you feel like you're dealing with the mama's boy, you feel like you're overwhelmed with dealing with that dynamic, like you're the second woman in his life, okay? Here are 3 ways to kind of deal with that, okay? And so the first solution to dealing with a mama's boy, 1 is communicate respectfully. Please don't ever check his mama. I just told y'all, my older brother, he can be very, aggressive in how he deals with things, especially when it comes to his mama, because they best friends, right? So don't ever check the mother. That's not your place to check his mother. Don't check a man's mother. Please, ladies. He has to do that. He may not do it the first time. He may not do it the first year or 2. But you got to know what your tolerance level is. And like I said, I've grown up around men, and not even just my brother, my uncles. You're not saying anything to them about their mothers. You're going to have to deal with, if there's a little disrespect, you're going to have to deal with that because they don't want to hear it. Which is crazy, but that's how the men in my family are. Don't say anything about my mother. Get over it or whatever. So yes. So solution number 1, communicate respectfully to your partner how you feel. Give him clear examples, not emotional examples. Be clear in what it is that happened, how you feel, how it made you feel, and what you would like to see. What is your end result? Yes, it is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But I'm just being honest. Just being honest. Like, yeah, my mother, my older brother, they're like this. So, yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad. It's really bad. So, yes, the first one is communicate respectfully to your partner, and in hopes that he would respond appropriately, okay? 2, break the... Oh, mothers. It's for the mothers. So the second solution is break the cycle of parenting from guilt. So the same way you're frustrated with dealing with a grown, immature male, don't raise your sons that way. I know I thought about something, how when my nephews and my little brother, when they were old enough, maybe 10, 11, I taught them how to pump gas. You don't sit in a car while a woman is pumping gas. Like, that's just not something you do. And to this day, they do that. They do not let women pump gas. That's just something small. That's just an idea. And like I said, I saw the lady who had 2 sons with her, but she had her petite, skinny daughter dragging bags of laundry to the car while her sons were listening to music on a phone, dancing and laughing and chilling while the daughter was working, doing manual labor. And see, fellas, that's how we end up disrespecting y'all. When we see that you don't care about us and you just want to kick back, we bringing in the groceries, we got to bring in trash. If I have to act like the man in a relationship, you going to get treated like a girl. Did y'all hear that? Not that we are setting out to do it, but she's going to emasculate you. You're leaving her no other choice. Okay, that was free game, fellas. That was free game. So the third solution is, if you see that it's not getting better, you've expressed yourself about how this makes you unhappy, that you need your husband to step in, talk to his mom, or just set some boundaries, and you feel like no progress is coming, you have to make some decisions. Yes, start small from a young age so they can turn into a man. Absolutely. Do the best you can, because of course, you're not a man. Mothers, you already have so much responsibility on you. It's sickening. It is sickening. It is sickening. Just the responsibility that women have on them, period. But any positive male figures, if the father is not there, please try not to parent from guilt, because you will create a monster. You will create a young man who may become an adult, who is lazy, who doesn't want to work towards much. You don't want to do that. Find a positive coach, male member of your family. Don't rush the thing with your intimate partner, until you know a guy is going to be in your life for some time, and you see how his mannerisms are, how he deals with children. Does he have patience for children? Does he judge your children? Be careful with the intimate part, rushing that process. Let your child get comfortable with them before that man starts trying to parent your child. So again, the last one is, you got to decide. If nothing's changing, you've tried, you're exhausted, you're tired of being disrespected, you're tired of your feelings and your concerns being dismissed, you just exhausted, you feel like you're the second woman in your man's life, and especially your husband, you should not feel like you're second, because the order of the family is God, spouse, children, family, okay, and then whoever else after that. So it's out of order if it's God, my mama, and then my spouse. Wait a minute. Okay, that's for married people. But even unmarried people, if you sleeping with somebody, you're in a relationship with them, I would hope that, not saying, you should come before his mother because you're not married, but that he should take your concerns and feelings into consideration if he wants to keep on laying with you. Or maybe he can go live with his mama. Who knows? Maybe he wants to live with his mama. Who knows? Psych, I'm just joking. I'm just being facetious. But your concerns are valid and they should be heard. And you should not feel like you are in it by yourself, because then that'll push you to have to one day check his mama. And you don't want to check nobody's mama. You don't want nobody to check your mama. You don't want nobody to get your mother together, right? So please, ladies, again, do not check or gather anybody's mama. For real, please don't get nobody's mama together. I'm telling you how my older brother, my mother is, how I've seen my uncles be with my grandmama. You don't want to check nobody's mama, please. And you don't want nobody to check your mama, so don't do it. Avoid it as much as you can. But if it comes down to it and you have to gather mama, do it respectfully, because you would want somebody to do it respectfully to your mother. Okay? All right, any questions, comments? Thank you guys for interacting and engaging with me. Again, I talk about relational things because it's going to help you to improve the way you have a relationship with yourself and others, because a lot of times we think it's our partner with the issue, and no, it's not. They're only present to reveal things to you that you got to still heal and release and improve upon. So it's not about your partner. It's about you. It ain't about your friends or your mama or your daddy. It's about you. What you need to heal, release, and be set free from, okay? So we're going to do it together in a safe forum. Miss Sharp, you awesome tonight, girl. Setting boundaries from the start is a good idea. Yes, you have to set boundaries from the start. Oh my gosh. If you're with a man and he can smile at butts and do disrespectful things to you from the beginning, and then once you feel like you have feelings for him, honey, I kind of want you to stop that. I don't appreciate when you do that. He gonna be like, wait a minute, now you didn't appreciate it the last 8 months I've been doing it. Now you want to set a boundary. That's gonna be hard for him to do. So it's best to do it from the jump, so that anything you but that's how women, we have to be clear about what we can take and what we can't take. What makes us feel like we're being disrespected, be clear about it, and be clear about what you want, what you like. Because it's not the end of the world if a guy look at a butt. Now if you breaking your neck to look at a woman's butt, now we got a problem. But we all look at butts. Women, if you can say she got a little butt or she got a flat butt, you look at butts. You look at butts. So pick your battles and know what it is that you want, so that you can set your boundaries clearly and firmly. Don't waver in your boundaries. Set it and stick to it. Okay? Because we teach people how to treat us. Okay? We teach people how to treat us. Friends, family, whoever. We teach people how to treat us. Is there any comments, questions before I wrap it up? I told you I was going to be quick. I wanted to hit it, quit it. This was a quickie. Thank you all for participating. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. See you Wednesday at 9:30. Every Monday and Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. I'll have a different topic. You can leave me ideas, questions, comments. DM it to me. Inbox it to me. Let me know, because we're going to work on improving the relationship we have with ourselves and others. Okay, guys. Toodles.